Todd Gurley, running back, 2012 to 2014. Todd Gurley was a dynamic running back for the University of Georgia from 2012 to 2014, playing under coach Mark Richt. A native of Tarboro, North Carolina, Gurley burst onto the scene as a freshman in 2012, rushing for 1,385 yards and 17 touchdowns, earning first-team All-SEC honors and helping Georgia reach the SEC championship game. In 2013, despite injuries limiting him to 10 games, he rushed for 989 yards and 10 touchdowns, adding 441 receiving yards and 6 receiving touchdowns. His 2014 season was cut short, first by a 4-game suspension and then by an ACL injury in his returning game against Auburn, but he still managed 911 yards and 9 touchdowns in 6 games. Over 3 seasons, Gurley amassed 3,285 rushing yards, 36 rushing touchdowns, and 615 receiving yards. A first-team All-SEC selection in 2012 and 2013, he left UGA as one of the program's greatest running backs. He was selected in the first round of the 2015 NFL Draft.
Welcome to the Nitro College Football Show's 50 Greatest Georgia Players of the 2000s. Tonight we are talking about one of the most electric running backs in all of football history, the one, the only, Todd Gurley. Street, tell us about him.
In all my years of watching football in Athens, I've never seen an offensive player who could take over a game the way that Todd Gurley did. Nothing is more true of that than the 2014 opening game against Clemson. Kickoff return for a touchdown, 3 other touchdowns, just the most dominating single game performance I think I've ever seen. This was a guy who, when he stepped on the field day one in 2012 as a freshman, you knew he was a star. He returned a kickoff for a touchdown in that first game against Buffalo, and he never looked back. A fun player, a little bit cocky, like to talk trash a little bit, love to do the Florida gator chomp and throat slash, but just a fun, amazing player. And got suspended that last year. And I look back and it sucked that he got suspended, but man, that time was fun, right? Free Todd Gurley.
Yeah. When we had that, I mean, gosh, why couldn't we have NIL back then? The history of Georgia would be completely changed because we'd have like 2 of the best players ever. But Todd Gurley is my favorite running back in Georgia history. There's just something like watching him run the football was just different. He just saw the field differently. He had an extra gear that a lot of running backs don't have. And you just knew that whenever he touched the ball, there was a chance he was going to score.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's, you think about that Georgia Tech game in 2013, right? Where he just took over in the fourth quarter and in overtime of that game. Georgia was losing most of the game. It was the game after Aaron Murray had went down. And he just took over. He did the Superman fly into the end zone. And then you get to overtime and it's like, it's like 2 or 3 carries, 2 touchdowns. Georgia wins the game. And I think, his career kind of ended on a sad note, right? He had the suspension. He came back that miracle night against Auburn in Athens. It was so cold, and he returns that kickoff for the touchdown. And it got called back, and it was a bad call. But, man, in the stadium that night, it was unglued. It was insane.
It lit the fuse on that stadium for sure. And that was one of the most fun games to watch as a running back fan because you had Gurley and Chubb, 2 of the best running backs in Georgia history.
And that game really was a moment of passing the torch, right? I mean, it sucked because Gurley ended up getting hurt, but Nick Chubb was on this run of running for 100 yards every game while Gurley had been suspended. And as soon as Gurley got hurt, the very next play, Nick Chubb took it in for a touchdown and continued on. And it was just that great line of Georgia running backs. Fantastic player. It sucked that he got hurt because
I was so mad at the NCAA because I swear to this day, if they didn't suspend him, he wouldn't have torn his ACL.
Yeah. And it screwed his NFL career too, right? He was fantastic in the NFL, but that knee just generally, it just gradually deteriorated in 6 years, 6-year dominant career in the NFL. And it's over,
Still one of the leading touchdown rushing
First
touchdown
in the last
leaders.
10 years,
yeah.
right? And hasn't played in 5 years.
Yeah, I think he's like second or third now.
Yeah. So Todd Gurley, fantastic player. Up next, we have the key defensive player in the 2017 SEC championship team that almost won a national title. Until next time, go Dogs.
Go Dogs.